Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nafika binti Azman from class CS1105E. Today, me and my two other group members are going to present our case study project, which is about solving our system linear equation. First of all, for our project titled Solving Our System Linear Equation SLE, we are using Gauss-Jordan elimination GJE as our methodology. As we know, to solve GJE, we need to follow these steps to get the solution. First, write the given system of linear equations in an augmented matrix. Second, perform the elementary row operations to put the matrix into row echelon forms. Third, convert the matrix back into a system of linear equations. And lastly, use back substitution to obtain all the possible solutions. The case study that we use for this project are based on different types of references, so we decided to renew and change a little bit the questions from the original case study to sync with our topic. Basically, this case study is about a bakery named Le Chouk Bakery that had launched their first store in Malaysia in early January 2021, so they decided to do a sales for their customer on their grand opening sales. Next is our problem statement. So the bakery are planning to offer their three types of signature homemade pastries and buns, which is French brioche with creme fouette SS, Pavon chocolate noix fougasse SY, and Burro tarty croissant SD. So in this situation, the customer who want to know the actual price of the pastries and buns, they need to solve some linear equation by using the Gauss-Jordan elimination method. So as the result, the customer can identify which pastries and buns that are the cheapest and the most expensive from the bakery during the grand opening sales.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Nur Azhanan binti Muhammad Azhairi and I am from CS105E. I'm going to explain to you about the objective and the methodology part of our group project. So the objective of this case study is firstly to find the fixed amount of each pastries and bun sold at our shop La Chouk. Secondly, for us to find the price of each product sold, we use the Gauss-Jordan elimination method GJE to solve it. I will explain more about GJE as mentioned by Afika in the methodology part. And the last one is to implement the row echelon form REF process in order to solve the linear equations problem related based on the case study made by our group. So in this methodology section, I will go through the steps and explanation of our case study of the project, from how we find and create the issues to find the solutions of the problems. In our case, to help out our customers to buy their pastries and buns with ease by knowing the exact price for each product. Therefore, we are going to implement the Gauss-Jordan elimination method in order to solve the problems regarding linear equations. So what is GJE? So Gauss-Jordan elimination GJE method is an algorithm that can solve systems of linear equations and also to find the inverse of any matrix. With this method, it will rely on three elementary row operation ERO to fit the rules of the process in solving the linear equations of matrix. The three arrows are: number 1, interchange, swap the positions of two rows. Number 2, multiplication, multiply one of the rows by non-zero scalar. Number 3, add subtraction, the scalar multiple of one row to another. We will see how this process works at the step section below after this. Before that, in order to create and solve the problems for our case study, we create three types of variables which consist of the pastries and buns sold at our shop. As you can see, variable X is farce brioche with creme fouette. Variable Y is Pavon chocolat noix fougasse. And the last variable, which is z, is Bourdieu sheet Cosson. With the help of these three variables, we could solve the problems of linear equation, as if it is bought by three customers and each one of them represent one linear equations and the total price of batteries and buns bought by them are 14, 24 and 32 respectively. Okay, so after determining the variable and the value of each variable x, y, and z, then we can create the equation and the solving problem process will be easy. The left part of the slide showing the linear equations problem needed to be solved by our group. So as you can see, there are three linear equations that represent three customers who bought our pastries and buns at our shop. So the first linear equation is 2x plus y plus 3z equal to 14. Second linear equations, 3x plus 2y plus 6z equal to 24. And the last linear equation is 3x plus 5y plus 7z equal to 32. So next, in this step 2, in order to solve the problem, the equations done in system linear equations SLE during step 1 need to be changed in a matrix form and augmented matrix form. Augmented matrix form is a process where appending the columns of two matrices. Therefore, the purpose of performing the same ERO on each of the given matrices can be done. As you can see on the left side of the slide, that is the example of our augmented matrix form.
While we are going to use the GJE method, in this process, we will be implementing the elementary row operations, arrow, where it will have three operations, interchange, multiplications, and addition or subtraction of the scalar. For the first step, we are going to multiply the top row by a scalar so that top row's leading entry is 1. Therefore, 1 over 2 multiple with the whole number of row 1 to get new row 1. Next, step 2, subtract multiples of the top row to other rows so that all other entries in the column containing the top row's leading entry are all 0. Therefore, row 2 minus with 3 multiple row 1 to get new row 2. For step 3, it will follow the same process as step 2 where row 3 minus 3 multiple row 1 to get new row 3. After that, in step 4 and 5, we are going to make sure that the leading entry of each non-zero row is to the right of the leading entry of the row above it. So step 4, 0.5 multiple with row 2 to get new row 2, and step 5, row 1 minus 0.53 multiple with row 1 to get new row 1. Next, for step 6, as it cannot directly get the value 1 for the leading entry, row 3 will minus with 3.5 multiple row 1 to get new row 3. In step 7, multiplication of negative 1 over 8 with row 3 to get new row 3 where the right leading entry will be 1. Lastly, for step 8, we are going to change the value on top of the leading entry of row 3 is 0. Therefore, row 2 minus 3 multiple with row 3 to get new row 2. That is the answer for REF, and we can proceed to calculate the linear equations.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Ashraf bin Roslan. I'm from CS 1105E and I'm going to present to you about result, discussion and references. As stated in the previous section, we have calculated until get row echelon form REF. After having completed those, we can calculate by linear equations the price of each pastries and bun that bought by the three customers. By using Gauss-Jordan elimination method (GJE), we have achieved the actual price of each pastries and bun. The actual price of each pastries and bun is 4 ringgit for fries brioche with cream fougasse represented by X, 2 ringgit and 25 cents for Pavon Chocolate Noy Fugas, represented by Y, and 1 ringgit 25 cents for Borodaci Croissant, represented by Z. Therefore, the results shown above conclude that fresh brioche with creme forward is the most expensive pastries and bun, which is 4 ringgit, while the cheapest pastries and bun is Borodaci Croissant, which is 1 ringgit and 25 cents. In conclusion, after discussing and concluding the result of which pastries and bun is the cheapest and most expensive, the customer will realize the exact price of each pastries and bun when they arrive at the shop. Her will show that the customer will not still be cheated by the seller since they made their own calculation earlier. If this synchronized, the customer can definitely ask for an adjustment or make a refund review to avoid being deceived. So, those with a tight budget can plan or decide which pastries and bun that suit with their budget, taste and preferences. Next, we also want to spread awareness to the public to constantly sure with make planning and go details for everything they make the whole day, since it might expose their own finances. We wanted our people, especially all Malaysians, to set up a monthly and annually budget so that they would always be in a stable financial position.
This is our references that help us to preparing our case study.
That's all from me. Thank you for watching.
So that's all for our presentation. Here I would like to thanks to each of group members for their hard working and tolerance while completing this task, and also not to forget our family members and friends who keep supporting us, and also a special thanks to our lecturer Miss Nofatiha binti Harun, who always giving us a guidance and making sure that we can complete this task within the allocated time. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.